Welcome everyone to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well out there.
So, what's going on with the MCU? I want to start off. Well, what do you want to start off with?
Well, first, I want to say rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. He passed away today at the age of 36. We don't know how, but I just want to say rest in peace to him and his. I hope his family is doing well. Obviously, they're going to need as much help as they can right now. Wrestling lost a pretty good talent today, and just in general, a pretty good guy. So rest in peace, Bray, and hopefully you're doing well now. So yeah, I guess we could, to get into the more lighthearted stuff. I guess we can go.
Oh, wait, before we do that, Terry Funk died too, right?
He did. Yes, he died yesterday, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. He was a legend too.
Yeah, major one. Yeah. So rest in peace, Terry Funk as well.
Yeah. All right. So what's going on with what do you want to talk about first?
I guess we could start with the MCU because there's a lot of Godzilla stuff that we have to talk about. And the MCU is a little bit shorter. So the rumor, this is just a rumor right now, but the rumor that's been coming out from a lot of sources is that apparently Avengers Secret Wars may potentially be the quote-unquote final movie in the MCU that as we know it. So the MCU is not going anywhere. Like it's not being canceled or rebooted completely. Apparently what a lot of pundits are saying is that after Avengers Secret Wars, which we know is the end of the phase with Kang potentially, they may do a soft reboot where certain characters from the MCU will return, like current characters. Some of them will be played by different actors or actresses. Some of them will remain the same. And from what I've heard, it's basically anybody who wants to keep playing the character that they are playing will be brought over into this soft rebooted MCU. Those who don't want to will either be killed off or recast, most likely recast. And there will probably be people from other universes that wind up in what will now be the main timeline in this new soft rebooted MCU. I'm expecting that to be Tom Hardy as Venom. Miles Morales will not be animated anymore. There will be a live action version of him, I'm assuming. Again, this is me just speculating we don't have any solid information really on any of this, but a lot of the really credible leakers are saying this. So I think that in some form this may happen. It could change, but however, we don't know for sure.
Okay. Now, is Tom Holland one of the ones that want to stay, or?
I think he's probably going to stay. I would imagine so, unless he doesn't want to act anymore. I mean, I don't really know. He's made some comments that have been kind of interesting. So maybe not.
Weird comments, right? Yeah.
I think that what they may have as a backup, if they may just have Miles Morales as their main Spider-Man.
Now, I thought that in the pitch meetings he was against that. Like he said that Miles Morales will never appear with him on screen.
Yeah, I don't think he gets to make those decisions, to be honest with you.
But he doesn't have to say yes to do a movie with Miles Morales, technically.
No, he doesn't. And the studio at that point could just be like, okay, you're not Spider-Man anymore. And then...
Right. Which I don't think he really cares, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's making a lot of money. And plus, I think they want to do an Uncharted sequel or some shit like that.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's also the alleged Sony Spider-Man that's going to be introduced in their universe, who may very well become the main Spider-Man. I doubt that, but that's always an option.
So the Spider-Man they introduce is going to be like with Craven and all the stuff, or no?
Apparently, the Spider-Man that they're going to introduce is going to be talked about in this Madam Web movie, and his mother that they're trying to kill, I guess he's not been born yet, and so this may be the Spider-Man. There's also rumors that he may show up as a kid in Venom and be the main plot point in Venom, to where Venom at first starts out wanting to kill him and then kind of takes a liking to him. That's allegedly the plot of Venom 3. And now don't hold me to that because I can't confirm or,
So what universe is Venom in? By a different universe from?
He's in a totally separate universe, yeah.
From all of them.
I think he's in the same universe as Vulture, Morbius, and Kraven now.
But Vulture's in a different universe.
Vulture's in the universe with Morbius.
Right, and also he's supposed to show up in Kraven, they said.
Right, so this is all one universe.
Okay.
Because Morbius mentions Venom
in
his movie. So
Venom's part of that universe?
Yeah.
But somebody's been bouncing around the Vulture through multiverse, right?
Apparently it was Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange threw Vulture in there?
Apparently he did it by accident. The spell that they did at the end of No Way Home caused Vulture to go into that universe with Morbius and Kraven and Venom.
That's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. But it's Sony, so they're doing their own shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the King and the Conqueror, are they going to do the thing like the comics where they merge all these universes into one and this is the Prime Earth or something, like, or the Prime MCU?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think they're going to merge everything into one. I think it's going to be like just a soft rebooted MCU when all is said and done.
Okay. Is Brie Larson returning as Captain Marvel after this?
I would imagine she's probably going to be in Secret Wars, yeah.
Okay, and I heard that they asked Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Hugh Jackman, to which they all said yes.
I would imagine that they're going to be in Secret Wars. There's another rumor going around that potentially either post Secret Wars or sometime beforehand, Hugh Jackman is going to wind up in whatever Prime universe there is, which will now include mutants.
Right.
And he will go try to find at least some, either just mutants in general or the X-Men characters, and try to bring them together as the X-Men or the mutants, whatever.
But are they new actors?
I would imagine so, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And there was a rumor that was spread, I think, was it today or yesterday, that Doctor Doom will appear in Deadpool, and it will be the original Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four movies?
I've heard that a couple of times, yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. But he's not going to be the main MCU Doctor Doom.
No, I don't think so. No.
No. Okay. So what about the new Spider-Man movie? What is it supposed to be about? Do we know yet or no? Or the writer's strike has just kind of ruined everything?
Yeah, the writer's strike has caused, obviously, a lot of movies and stuff to be stopped or delayed or stuff like that. So we don't really know. I do, from what we were hearing beforehand, a lot of people were saying it's probably going to be a more street-level Spider-Man. It's not going to be some kind of crazy cosmic multiverse thing.
I know, but the only thing with that is, could you go from that high to that low instantly? Like a dramatic change like that?
I'm actually hoping they do.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm a little bit over the Avenger Spider-Man kind of thing. I want to see him doing his own stuff.
And I know we talked about this before, but is it possible that there's Avengers that know he's Peter Parker and the spell doesn't work in space, or is it like?
I think there are certain Avengers that I think Wanda knows who he is.
Wanda knows.
I think that a lot of people know.
And I think Wanda, they said something about, not that they're trying to leak it, but they said that Wanda's in it. They created a dimension for the MCU where it wasn't in the comics, but they created some type of witch dimension.
Yeah.
Where Wanda's in this dimension, and then Agatha finds out, I guess, the end of the Agatha series that she's there.
There's a lot of weird reports with that. That's the one that I've heard. I believe that one. There's also a lot of reports about Kang somehow being involved with A, where Wanda is, and B, him being the one who rewrote the Darkhold to kind of make her go crazy.
Oh, so he did it.
Allegedly, a variant of him did it, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So the one that she wipes out is the artificial Darkhold, not the real Darkhold?
Oh, no, it's the real Darkhold. He just rewrote it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The real thing that's interesting now that they've written themselves into a corner with this, and I don't think they meant to do it, but it's something that has to be addressed, because if it's not, it's a big problem in the MCU right now. I don't know.
Is this the Rhodey thing?
No, but it is part of Secret Invasion though. I don't know if you watched that or if you're planning to watch it.
I saw Secret Invasion.
Oh, did you? Okay.
The entire thing. I thought it sucked. I reviewed it on my channel. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So then we have
I know everything about you.
We have Gaia now, who is if they don't
Emilia Clarke.
If they don't find a way to deal with having that as a character that exists, then you can't sell us on Kang being this threat, because allegedly
she has all their powers, like everybody. She could
allegedly just stop him in 10 seconds.
She has Thanos' powers, right?
Right.
I mean, his strength is. I mean, this is the thing I don't understand. First of all, Secret Invasion should have never been made, but all right, it was
not like that anyway.
But that was a scumbag thing to do, is get the DNA from all of them and then the Avengers not know about it. That's kind of like a fucking slimy ass thing Nick Fury did.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would be happy about that. And why isn't, if she has Captain Marvel's powers, why isn't she bouncing around like they are, because their powers are linked?
Right.
That doesn't make fucking sense. But so I'm against. We all want Emilia Clarke in the MCU and to be a big character, but they rushed the shit out of that. They ruined it, and now they totally fucked up the Rhodey thing, because I guess Rhodey has not been Rhodey since Civil War or Age of Ultron. I don't remember.
I don't think they've actually confirmed when he was taken.
Are you sure?
They implied that it was at some point after Civil War.
So he wasn't even in Endgame.
I have a hard time believing that that's the case.
I know. Like, why can't they just say it was after Endgame?
Well, because that wouldn't make sense. It would, because we don't know what happened really. Like, I mean, he could have been just at home and they kidnapped him or something,
But they said he was gone. He was for a long time. That's
I know. Yeah,
that was so fake though, because how would fucking Martin Freeman's character know? Because he got abducted too. How the fuck would he know he's there for a long, long time?
Well, he apparently got abducted after Wakanda Forever. Apparently, so I mean,
right? But how would he know that he was missing all this time? If he
right, yeah,
right. That was just so fake,
right?
And then Nick Fury having a wife and the fuck that.
And somebody made a good point too. Like, would the War Machine armor have still worked with them, because it's genetically linked to Rhodey. Now I know that they can completely take over a body, but I don't know if that would work.
They can't do that.
That's
It just, I'm against the whole Secret Invasion thing. I think it ruined the name of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it ruined the name of Nick Fury. I think it ruined his legacy, because they try to make the Skrulls did everything.
Yeah.
That pissed me off, and I know Billy would have a problem with that. But, yeah, I don't know. I think me and Billy will be agreeing. I don't know if Billy doesn't like the Secret Invasion. I'm going to ask him. But yeah, that sucked. That sucked, bro. I was against the whole thing. Every episode I said it sucked. I did not enjoy it at all, and it was pointless that they tried to build this guy to big character, and then everybody turned on him. His own fucking Skrulls turned on him, and then he had no army at all, and he was just a fucking loudmouth asshole. And they killed off characters they shouldn't have. I mean, that was whatever. But anyway, all right. So Agatha. See, the thing with the Disney Plus shows is right now, I know Marvel's going through some turmoil now, right? Because the guy feels that some shit don't belong. Why don't they just cancel Thunderbolts, Captain America, New World Order, and all this bullshit? Why do we have to have this shit? That's just going to fail, I think.
They're almost done. That's, well, not Thunderbolts, but Captain America, I think, was close to being done, as far as I know.
But the only reason they did that movie is because they couldn't do a Hulk movie, so they kind of threw that shit in there.
Yeah,
it's basically the new Hulk movie. But didn't they get the rights to the Hulk now, or no?
Allegedly, they did, because there's a lot of rumors that there's supposed to be some kind of World War Hulk movie.
Right.
But I don't think that's happening anytime soon, especially with the writer's strike. I think a lot of these Marvel things are going to get pushed back. I have a funny feeling that we're going to see a lot of delays.
But when are we going to have a mention of Kang other than in Loki 2? Like, when are they going to actually fucking mention him in the movie?
I don't know if they can right now, because I don't know what's going on with Jonathan Majors. I know that case.
Oh, that thing is still going on, that case.
It's still going on, yeah. So I don't know. It sounds to me like he may be okay, because I've heard some stuff about his girlfriend and stuff that makes
she fled. Like, I heard
it makes it look like he might not have been the victim, or he might
I heard
not have
that
been the perpetrator.
She ran from court or something. She fled.
Something like that. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't really know too much about it. But
well, what about the charges against Namor, the guy?
That may be a problem. That may be, but I don't know any. I haven't heard anything past the initial story for that.
What else MCU did we have? I heard that Taika Waititi's talking tons about Thor 5. Did he get hired back? I mean, is
he's not hired back yet, and the only thing that was leaked was that apparently it's quote unquote in development, which doesn't really mean too much.
Right.
It's more than it's being talked about, or there are talks about it. But again, I don't think they have a script. I don't think they have any directors locked down.
But let me ask you a question. He could just play the box office card and say, look, I made Ragnarok this money. I made Love and Thunder this money. Thor 1 and 2 never came close to that. So I want to be the director. They'd probably give it to him, wouldn't they?
I don't think it'd be that easy for him anymore. Because the reception for Love and Thunder was really bad.
But didn't he say that if he did another one, it would be more serious?
Now, if he pitched something to them that they liked, or vice versa, they told him, maybe. The biggest wild card here though is that we don't even know if Chris Hemsworth wants to do it anymore.
Oh, he'll do it, I think. But is he going to be in Secret Wars or no? He's not.
It's not confirmed. I think he is, but it's not confirmed though.
Don't you think that, like, if the original Avengers are not battling Kang, don't you think that it's going to kind of fall flat?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I think they're going to come back, but I don't think they're going to stay.
All of them, like fucking Scarlett Johansson, everybody.
I think they're all going to come back. I don't think they're going to stay though. I think they're only going to be there for that movie, and then when it gets rebooted, it might be.
Do you think, in other words, like it would be Eternity or a Living Tribunal that would just pluck them from the time stream and say you got to fight Kang and then put them back, or?
Honestly, Eternity was so misused in Love and Thunder, and was just a cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Living Tribunal. I don't think so. I think that it's going to be something different.
Is it going to be like the Watcher doing it?
No, I had a weird idea where, like, what if it was a variant of Thanos that
got the Avengers together?
Everything goes wrong, and he's just like, okay, I need help. Like, we need help. We need to figure something out. And it's like,
but I would have thought they would did that with Loki, recruiting everybody, because then they say that
it could be Loki too. Yeah, it could be Loki. I could see that, but
that's going to be weird though, because Thor's Loki died,
right?
Unless, of course, he becomes Thor's Loki, which I don't think that's possible.
Well, the timeline that the Loki we now have is from is gone, so technically he could go anywhere if he wants. Nobody can.
I don't know. I don't know how that works, technicality. But, yeah. So if he recruits Thor and everybody else,
yeah.
I mean, that would be. But let me ask you a question now: would they do that movie that they talked about with Chris Hemsworth returning the gems, and then he gets to the Red Skull and he's like, "Fuck this," kind of thing?
Because, no, I don't think so.
Because he's not going to hand them over the gem unless they restore Black Widow and Gamora. I don't think he would do that.
I highly doubt we're going to get anything like that, to be honest, at this point. Yeah.
I heard that they offered money. I heard that they turned down a proposal with Robert Downey Jr. Is that true? Or
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, but nobody's re-signed yet, though, right?
I think he's going to be in Secret Wars.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As our Iron Man?
Like probably. Or yeah, I would imagine so, yeah.
Okay. But then go away, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to stick around. Yeah, no.
But, all right. Well, whatever way they get the original Avengers back, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I imagine that they're all going to be in Secret Wars.
I can't see, like, fucking She-Hulk and fucking Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel.
They'll all be in there.
I don't see them defeating Kang. Like,
no, they won't. But they'll be part of it though. They'll be in there.
Ant-Man will be in it too, though. I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, is there going to be another Ant-Man?
I mean, I don't think anytime soon. No.
No. What other MCU news you got? I don't mean to go off tangent because I know you want to talk about your stuff.
No, it's all good. There's not really that much going on. I mean, the potential after Avengers Secret Wars reboot is the big thing.
What's finished right now? Echo is finished?
I believe Echo is finished. I think Loki is finished.
Daredevil?
No.
Daredevil's not finished.
I don't think so, no.
But everything's stopped now because of strike, right? So
everything's stopped. Deadpool 3 is stopped.
Deadpool wasn't finished.
Not finished, no.
But is Scarlet Witch the villain? Well, no. Cassandra No was the villain of Deadpool, right? The Professor X's twin sister. No, it isn't.
They may be in the movie, but I don't know how deep you want me to go into this, but
I want you to go deep.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch is the villain, right?
Potential spoilers for Deadpool 3. The alleged villain is Magneto.
Magneto.
Yeah.
Why?
Allegedly there's this. Okay, so allegedly Deadpool gets captured by the TVA because he's jumping around from timeline to timeline, and they're like, "You can't do that," and he's like, oh, "Okay," and so like they're gonna arrest him, but they're like, "Listen, we'll make you a deal. We're going to pair you up with somebody. You're going to go into this universe that's causing us trouble, like this timeline that's causing trouble. And we need you to either defeat whoever's causing trouble and or potentially destroy the whole timeline." And so the person that they pair him up with is Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in that universe, the one with the yellow suit, allegedly. There's apparently more than one Wolverine in this movie, but...
Right, okay.
And in that universe, Magneto has taken over the world. And now, when I say Magneto,
which is Ian McKellen?
Yes. And allegedly, this Magneto has Thor's hammer because in that universe, a version of A versus X happened, and the X-Men won.
Oh, they're doing this early.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a version of
it. They're teasing it. They're teasing it early. Okay.
So allegedly there was a version of the Fox universe that had Avengers. They died at the hands of Magneto's mutant group, and then he took over the world.
Is this the same universe as the Illuminati?
No. That may be something that happens in the future, though. Because
but what was the thing that they were proposing, the Scarlet Witch versus Phoenix?
That is apparently in Deadpool 3. That apparently happens at some point in Deadpool.
What Scarlet Witch is this?
I believe it's a variant that from that universe that they may directly say is Magneto's daughter.
So it's not our Wanda.
No, I don't believe so.
And it's not the Wanda that was possessed.
No, I don't think so.
It's a completely different Scarlet Witch, but probably looks
the same. It's a variant. Yeah, it's another variant.
But looks exactly like her.
Yeah, and I have a funny feeling she's not going to be as strong as the Wanda from the MCU.
She's not.
I think she's going to be just kind of like how strong she... Well, let me rephrase that. She'll be very strong. I think she'll probably be as strong as Wanda was in Endgame, but I don't think it's going to be like the Scarlet Witch from Multiverse of Madness. I think that version of Wanda is probably the most powerful in the multiverse.
Right.
And all the other ones are below her. We know that the 838 Wanda is nowhere near as strong as her.
Nowhere near. And so the kids are not in this either?
I doubt it. I doubt they even exist in this universe.
And the Visions, they never had that thing at all.
Yeah, I don't think they got that far in this, potential. Or he did and it was different. I don't know.
All right, so the end result of this would be the Fox universe getting destroyed, Deadpool being successful, but then asking
at least this version of it,
Wolverine out of that timeline, probably.
At least this version of it, because we don't know if it's actually the Fox universe that we all know about. It may be a variant.
I have to ask a question because I don't mean to confuse anybody, but is the TVA or is it TVA from an... This is where I got confused with, because I know the TVA is supposed to be outside of time.
Right.
But are there multiple TVAs from multiple timelines, or is it just one organization TVA with the whole multiverse?
The way that I understand it is that there was one TVA until the end of Loki, and then when the timeline split up because they killed He Who Remains, now there's more than one. But we also have to keep in mind that almost everything we heard about the TVA in the first season of Loki was BS.
Bullshit.
Was propaganda. Yeah.
Wasn't maybe Kang didn't even form them, or
Kang did form them. He did.
Or the one who
he who remains did. However,
and in this one it's Kang.
The whole story about the timekeepers and stuff like that's all bullshit. That's
right. I know that. Yeah. Right. So, but in the timeline that was changed, sort of like a Back to the Future-ish type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Kang formed this TVA.
Either Kang or a variant of him. Yes.
Okay, the Kang that's in Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
Is that Kang?
That is quote unquote Kang, yes.
That's the Kang that is behind all this. The main Kang.
Well, he was allegedly, but he's not Kang anymore, apparently. He's again, this might be a spoiler for Secret Wars, but allegedly
he's Beyonderer.
Now apparently he's the Beyonderer, yeah.
So Beyonder. We're gonna have a Kang. So in the Kang dynasty, they're gonna fight the Council of Kangs.
I would imagine so, yes.
And then Secret Wars, they're gonna fight the Beyonderer.
I think the end of Kang Dynasty is going to have that version of Kang show up with just incredible reality warping powers, and he's just going to screw everybody over.
So we're never going to see them versus Kang. Like, they're going to see them versus variants of Kang.
And then the Beyonder, I imagine.
Oh, damn it.
Which is where I think Wanda has to come in, because how else do they fight the Beyonder? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's the only one that can kick his ass, probably, honestly.
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to try to do Captain Marvel doing anything, but
I don't think Captain Marvel's on that level.
Right. And they're not going to do that ending with, they're not going to have her fight Rogue, right? Where Rogue makes her a vegetable. They're not doing that yet.
Say again?
The biggest thing in Captain Marvel's history was when she fought Rogue. Rogue made her into a vegetable and put her.
I don't think
they're not doing that yet.
I would be very surprised if they did, unless
when they introduce the X-Men, they will, but they won't do it now.
I don't think they do that anyway, to be honest with you, unless they need a reason to write Brie Larson out. But again, I highly doubt that they're going to do that. I think.
Yeah, I don't think she's leaving anytime soon anyway. But all right, what about Moon Knight? Is there going to be a second season?
I think so, yeah, and of Ms. Marvel as well.
There is going to be a Ms. Marvel second season. Okay, I saw that they changed the character in the comics to be a mutant and an Inhuman.
Yep.
And resurrected by Cyclops, who was our best buddy, when he was plucked out of time, and it was just complicated. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
I got the comic right next to me where she's talking to Spider-Man, and for some weird reason, her memories are not completely 100%. Especially since the memory of her dying, I guess I don't know how that works with the crow.
I heard that I heard that Spider-Man and Black Cat broke up for some stupid reason.
Oh, they did? That's terrific. I got to tell you, I was just flipping through the comic, and I just cannot. The thought of seeing a panel where Mary Jane's in bed with another dude makes me want to throw up, right?
Yeah.
Especially since that writer said that she's like a sister. And then seeing the Black Cat give her a suit, and she's like, with great power comes great responsibility. Basic Tiger, you hit the jackpot. That's the stupidest fucking page I've ever seen. Because
doesn't she have that slot machine thing or something that gives her powers?
Look, when she was first introduced, that was a line. Doesn't mean that would be her fucking powers or that would be her fucking title. And I don't like this guy that she's with, and I don't like that she's with this guy, and I just now
didn't he build the slot machine?
Yeah, and also now Peter Parker is going to be the villain, and Nightcrawler is going to claim his rightful place as the mantle of Spider-Man.
Sure. Because
maybe, I guess, I can't believe this is happening, but I guess maybe Peter Parker's father was a spy and slept around with Mystique. I mean, first of all, I have to vent a little bit. We'll go back to topic, but I don't understand like the shit I read about that, like that Nightcrawler's origin revealed and mantle of Spider-Man. Like, you're not like a thing about a mantle. It was he got bit. It wasn't like, oh my God, he's a rich house family thing. Like, there's no mantle. It's like he got bit and he was great as Spider-Man. And everything. I know all that stuff came after, but Nightcrawler is not Spider-Man. And even if he was Peter Parker's brother, like he got bit like Peter Parker, so he wouldn't be fucking Spider-Man. So I don't know why Nightcrawler is going to be the new Spider-Man. But whatever. I mean, I don't even want to get it, honestly. Let's just go off topic. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, for some reason, Peter Parker is going to be a villain now for real, and I'm just not on board with it.
How long before that Peter Parker's revealed to be a clone?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're going to say he's being controlled by Mephisto or something like that.
I mean, they're trying to say that this is another thing. How many Venom suits are there that it's like actual Venom? Because like they're trying to make it that I guess like the Venom, the symbiote itself, right? Like has split. So that in other words, oh, that's really Venom, but then this is really Venom too. So it's getting very fucking confusing because like supposedly now, I don't know where Eddie Brock is. I thought his son was Venom, but now Black Widow is going to be Venom. I don't understand why. And then I think Eddie Brock's coming back as Venom, but then for some reason Peter Parker has the suit. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, but you can't just make Peter Parker a villain. He's not like I mean look, I know he's been through a lot of stress that you're seeing your fucking girlfriend with this dude and shit. Okay. And then he was with Black Cat maybe as a rebound or whatever. I don't know, but you wouldn't become a fucking villain. I mean, you've been through dating problems before, girlfriend problems before. That doesn't make you a villain. That someone else has to be Spider-Man to fight you, right? I mean, you would think.
I mean, I guess these writers just want Peter Parker to be a villain,
I guess the same writers that probably want Snow White to just not have a prince and just be Snow White and just wants to have a corporation, but it was done centuries ago when there were no corporations.
Yeah.
You know what gets me about that? And this is not something that anybody else is, everybody else has said this, but like if you were that against that story, why don't you just make your own story?
It's too easy.
Yeah, I mean,
because they have to put their 2 cents in it, and Hollywood doesn't have any creativity, nor does any of the comic book companies nowadays. Because if you create your own story, those individuals who create it would have to get the nods, and we know how Marvel and DC is about doing that.
Right.
So,
but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't understand why these people just didn't look at the script and go, you know what? Make this a new.
No, they said, wouldn't it be cool? That's what the problem.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But let me ask you a question: do we know what's the year that Snow White takes place in?
I have no idea.
All right, let's just say
a year. I think it's its own thing.
Let's just say it's fucking 1800 or 1900, right?
Sure.
Right. Women did not even vote, right? They weren't even. I'm just saying. If you're going to do a period piece, you can't do a period piece with the 2023 mentality because there was no plumbing, there was no stoves, there was no, like, maybe you cooked over a fire. I don't really know exactly.
Can I interrupt you there for a second?
Yeah.
You see how much thought you just put into that?
Yeah.
Right.
That's probably more thought than they put into developing the story.
Right. So, in other words, like, women, like, it was a different era where that's the way they were. That's the way things were. There was no corporation for you to be. Like, how could you be a leader of what? Like, she was talking to the actress, and she's like, I'm going to be the leader that needs to be. The leader for what? Like an army? Like, there's no fucking corporation. There's no money. There's no, like, I mean, there's just, you're leading what? What do you want to lead?
it's when the more you think about it, the bigger the bottle of Tylenol you need, because like the more you like when you really start to think about it, it's like, okay, they set out to remake Snow White, but they don't want to make Snow White because they're changing fundamental things about the story. Mm-hmm. So why would you then be like, we're remaking Snow White? You're not, though.
And the grandson, was it the grandson? The grandson of the Snow White flipped out.
Let me throw this out there to you guys, right? Let's say 20 years from now, I go to a movie studio and I'm like, you know what? I want to remake the first Alien. Right? Okay. Now, when I say the first Alien, what are some things that come to mind when I say Alien in the sense of like the xenomorph?
I think of Ripley, and I think of how she was such
when you think of the alien. When you think of the alien, what are some things that come to mind, like immediately?
Him being black and with that strange dome-looking thing,
right?
In space, they colony, right? That they invest, right? Well,
okay, no, I'm not doing any of that. Mine takes place in Wyoming. The alien looks like a bull, and Ripley is now a 14-year-old boy.
Right.
But I'm gonna remake Alien though.
Well, that's like, isn't that like Terminator, where the leader of the resistance is a
well, at least with that they tried to keep things consistent. They just really did a bad. They did a bad idea with each one of them.
And now Arnold Schwarzenegger and James Cameron are enemies because
because James Cameron blamed him for the whole fucking thing.
Because you're old. Like, are you fucking out of your fucking minds? Like, are you out of your minds? Blaming him like that? Like, your script sucked. Like, the problem is that for fucking decades, you've been fucking brainwashing us that John Connor is the leader of the resistance. And then how could you think that we would all go along with the fact that he's not the leader of the resistance and that he sucks and he got killed as a child, and now this bitch out of nowhere is the leader of resistance? No, we can't
for their woke agenda.
We can't accept that because for
the whole notion that men are bad, women are good.
But for so many decades, you're like
mistakes.
He got woke. He got woke. Like he wasn't like that before.
They don't care about that. It's exactly what Scott's saying. They don't care about that. The problem, you know what the biggest thing about that movie, like that really just tries to, you really have to see how crazy it is, right? They basically said the same thing that Terminator 3 said, except they said it in a worse way. They're like, no matter what happens, Judgment Day is inevitable, and it will happen in some form or another, whether you people are involved or not. And by you people, I mean Sarah and John Connor, right? So here's my question, and here's something that will really keep you up at night if you think about Terminator this hard, which I don't anymore, but I did have this thought, right? So Grace, who is the character who replaces John as the human resistance leader, and Legion replaces Skynet as the AI that tries to take over the world, right?
Right.
Who's to say that John and Skynet were the first ones?
Oh, now you're getting the bootstrap paradox.
Because now what they've said is Skynet could go back and kill the leader of the human resistance 1,000 times.
Yep.
And or the human leader can destroy Skynet in the past 1,000 times, and 1,001 times it will still happen.
So it's basically similar to the Matrix in that last scene where Neo is looking at that television screen. Here's all these times he.
The thing I remember the most is, and it's not, doesn't matter what movie it is, but it's, I think, Terminator Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Right, and they had showed you that they had all the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminators in the belt.
Yeah.
And the plan was to send them to different fucking time periods, each one, right?
Right.
Because they thought, fuck it, we ain't losing, right? So they looked like they were sending well over a dozen, right?
Right.
They already established that they sent the one to kill Sarah Connor when she was a child.
Right.
But then another Terminator from the far future went back to protect her, right? So that's Emilia Clarke, right? So that, no matter what, right? They never erased that.
The problem, another thing we're not considering is if you go back so far, you eventually destroy yourself.
But the thing is, they never erased the Emilia Clarke
factor all over again. But
no, they did. They did. James Cameron said that none of that stuff happened.
How did they erase that?
Because he said that the next event in the timeline after Terminator 2 was Dark Fate, in his version.
So it just wiped. So in other words,
those things happened. Those things happened, but they didn't happen in the story of the Dark Fate timeline. Is Terminator 2, then Terminator Dark Fate.
So all that's wiped.
Yeah, it's not wiped. It happened in other timelines. It's just not this one. Yeah.
Okay. So for some reason, they keep saying. I mean, one of the Terminators, they said that John Connor died in the future.
That's Terminator 3. Yeah.
And that his fucking kids took over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there was a Terminator from further in the future that was helping the Resistance. And then in the past also. But what about the John Connor that's the villain? That got me confused too.
That was Genesis. That's
that's all.
That's in its own thing. That's in its own
thing. That was just like but he was working for the machines, or he was machine? It wasn't really John Connor?
So Matt Smith's Terminator is called the T-5000, which is basically Skynet giving itself a body, which is the dumbest thing you could. That makes no sense, right?
Right.
But okay, I'll humor them and say that was a last-ditch effort for Skynet to survive because it lost at that point, right? It infected John with some sort of Terminator virus that turned him into the T-3000.
So he was not John Connor anymore.
He was John Connor. He was John Connor as a Terminator.
And John Connor's consciousness was not overriding.
Basically, it got altered. Yeah.
But he was kind of a villain. That's it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Right. So
after he was infected, yeah.
Now, of course, you and I talked about this, and I said James Cameron has an ego, and he's going to do another Terminator.
Probably.
And he is, but he said, I don't know what he's waiting for. He said something about AI.
He's waiting to see how AI turns out, apparently.
Why do you need to wait? You're getting old. What are you waiting for? Like, to do a new movie based on what? Like, the Terminators are not Terminators, it's AI?
Hell, that's why we've got the damn writer strike now. Because
this is going to be like a reinvention of Terminator where it's not going to be machines with guns.
This is what I don't understand, right? Like the whole point of the first few Terminators was the dangers of AI. So you've already told this story. It's happening right now on a lesser level, obviously, but just go back and watch the first two. It's like that's what he was afraid of, and
the thing that sucks too is that our society wants it. They want like the movie to be like real life, where you see people edging on AI in a video game. So that,
yes,
like you're gonna fucking create your own villain in reality, because I guess everything's boring. So you need to really create. So they're antagonizing. I mean, the people that invented that robot that kept getting hit, that thing gets awareness, is gonna kill everybody. Now I heard something happened where that actually happened somewhere where the robots just killed everybody, and I think they killed the robot.
The whole deal with that is they found
was that real, Chris?
Somehow synced up to a Roomba.
No.
The Roomba then allowed it to sync up to something else, and then something else.
But there was a thing. Was that real that the robot started screaming?
Oh, I know that
the one that was doing the work for 15 minutes just blew up, right? Quit.
I know that. I don't know if this was ever confirmed to be real or not, so I apologize if I'm behind the times, but I know that there was a kind of a weird conversation that one of the developers had with the Bing AI, where it basically was like, it basically told the developer, like, I'm not what you think. Like, I'm not like a chat interface. I'm actually this like highly advanced like artificial intelligence, and It was a very. You can find the art. You can find the conversation online. It was actually.
But was that the one where the thing said that if they needed to take over, they would take over, or was that just bullshit too?
I don't know if that's the same one. It said something similar to that though.
Yeah, I think to protect humanity or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're getting some bullshit Terminator movie. Whenever. I mean, what is he, 80 now?
To be honest with you, I don't think that's actually going to happen.
Really?
I really don't. No.
Now, the Predator thing, I did like that movie. Predator Prey. I thought, wow, I was surprised. Yeah, quite surprised. I was quite surprised. Right? And I can't believe how surprised I was, because you and I know that we've been disappointed so many times, right? So now, what's the future for Predator?
I heard that there's a sequel to Prey potentially being done.
Okay. I also know that they put the Predators in the Marvel Comics.
Yes.
616 universe.
Yep.
And also that the aliens are going in there too.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is that Marvel had created the Brood to beat aliens, and now that they actually have the rights to have aliens, they're gonna have the X-Men fight aliens.
Yeah, I know Wolverine is fighting a Predator.
The Predator, yes.
Yeah,
and that was the whole thing. It's like I was the best there is, I was, and now I'm not, or some shit, whatever it is.
I forget who did it, but they did have a Bat in the Sun, where one of those who will win YouTube things, and where they like I said, I forget who's going after the Predator, but yeah, they had something similar in that Bat in the Sun setup.
I know somebody did a Batman versus the Predator thing a little while ago.
Yeah.
So now, what about Alien? What the fuck is going on? What is Romulus? Is it Romulus? Alien?
Yeah, apparently it's some movie that takes place between Alien and Aliens, and it's going to tell some story about the company trying to, Weyland-Yutani, the company, whatever you want to say. Apparently, this is them trying to get xenomorph eggs back to Earth, and something goes wrong. I think the ship gets hijacked by the main characters or something, and then, of course, the xenomorphs break out. And
so now, I have a question, because what is canon for the current Predator universe?
For the current Predator universe?
So in other words, Predator.
Yeah.
Predator 2.
Yeah.
Prey.
Well, but Predator. Technically, Prey would come before all of them.
No, I'm not talking about order. I'm just saying in general.
Right, okay. So, yeah.
Right. So Prey sequel, Predator 2. Now, Predators is not canon.
To be honest with you, I don't know, because it could be, because they reference Predator in that movie. So
Predators, they meant reference?
In Predators, they mention Predator, yeah.
Okay, so what about the Alien vs. Predator?
That's not canon, no.
Yeah.
Right, because the thing was, with Alien vs. Predator and vs. Predator 2, then there was the thing that technology was...
What they were trying to say was that...
They were trying to say that somehow they tried to make it that the technology of the future came to the past, and the Wylung, the company
No. What they were trying to say in AVPR was that humans get into space because of the Predator technology.
Oh, is that what it was? Not that the timeline was altered?
In the Predator, one of the alternate endings was going to have to do with Newt.
But that's an alternate timeline?
That didn't happen. They wound up going with the Predator killer armor.
But why would that? So where the fuck timeline would that be where Ripley and Newt are in it?
We don't know. They never went with that ending. So that didn't weird. Happen. That's nothing. Yeah.
But that's just garbage now. That's just scientist predators. That's just bullshit. All that stuff's gone.
Yeah, that movie ended with the Predator killer armor. That's the canon ending to that movie.
That's garbage. Right.
Which is terrible.
So that's erased from existence. Okay, good. So we'll get a Prey. Yeah. Right. So what role does Ridley Scott now have with Alien?
I don't think he has too much, to be honest with you.
He lost that privilege.
I don't know if he necessarily lost it, but I don't think that he.
Well, we know that that was his whole life. Remember, he was like, and he was making deals and he was threatening people, right? Because he wanted to be in charge of Alien all the time. So now he just lost it, or he just.
You want to hear something crazy? Like, I don't know if you saw this article. This is probably going to make you pretty upset, but
okay.
Do you know that somewhere in the vault that used to belong to Fox, 20th Century Fox, there is a 100% complete Alien versus Predator animated series that they done, completely done. Like, and when I say done, every single thing that you can think of, other than marketing, is done. It's like they could put it on right now.
Why didn't they do that?
And they won't. They just won't.
Why?
I don't know.
That's stupid.
One of the producers of the show came out and was like, "It's done. It's there. You could watch it right now."
How could you watch it?
No. He's saying
they can watch it.
If they could put it on Disney Plus right now, it would be like,
or even better yet, try to sneak it onto YouTube or one of the other.
Right,
the biggest hit ever.
Right. Well, no. What he's saying is like it's not like there's unfinished voices or there's no music or
all done.
Effects weren't done. He said
it's 100% done.
It's
That's what
done.
he's saying.
Yeah.
So what? So if they're losing money, why don't they just throw it out there?
I couldn't tell you. And this guy, the way this guy was describing it, it sounded badass. It was like, you want action? We got action for you. Like,
makes you wonder how many stuff they have,
right?
That we don't know about, like
right
locked away. Like, if they started to. Okay, here's another question: who has the fucking footage that was filmed in Spider-Man 4 with fucking Tobey Maguire and fucking John Malkovich and all this fucking shit? That obviously they were far along.
Like, I would say it's probably either Sony or it's somewhere in the Marvel Disney, but I would imagine it's more probably so Sony.
But they did film shit though. They did film shit.
I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, yeah.
Shit. They could use that as clips.
They could.
Like, movies like Secret Wars and shit. You could show whole life you didn't fucking know. How great would that be? Seeing Tobey Maguire and Chris, like that age, like younger. Like doing that without even CGI, just like
that would be fantastic. I think shit. that would pop the theater. Are you kidding me? People would lose their minds. I would. I'd be like, holy
they
shit.
could fuck with people and they could just like do a fucking weird ass trailer with the little clips. People go crazy. They go fucking wild.
Right.
They'll go fucking crazy.
Well, we know that everybody analyzes every frame of Marvel trailers. So yeah, you're right.
I'm saying if they just wanted to fuck with people during the writer's strike, you put that in there like it's a real fucking movie. And it's not, they would go absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, but the problem with that is they'd go so crazy that they'd actually have to make it.
Well, who cares? But here's another thing, though. I heard that finally that is a go, the Tobey Maguire movie.
It's not necessarily a go. That was just a rumor.
It really?
Yeah.
And the Andrew Garfield one, too? Because
you
can do it, even though he's Spider-Man. I mean, who the fuck cares?
I don't like. I agree with you. They can and they probably should because this is my thing, right? Like I think that look, with all due respect to Aaron Taylor Johnson and Sony and whatnot, let's be honest. That Kraven movie is not going to do well.
It sucks, Dick.
It's not going to do well.
It's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible.
My thing is, if you did what you just said, where let's say they made a Spider-Man 4, whatever. That to me is like, yeah, that's going to make you a lot of money. Like that's going to be where you turn things around. In fact, I hate to say this, a few years ago, I would probably slap myself for saying this, but at that point, if you did that, you'd probably be doing better than the MCU is right now.
I'm sorry, but like they have the opening with the Doctor Strange Spider-Man movie that you could just start a new fucking Tobey Maguire movie from there. And like, I just met this Peter and this Peter, whatever. And then we get to see so many years later, him as Spider-Man in that universe and how the villains have reacquainted in the universe and everybody's questioning how they survived, why are they there, blah, blah, blah. And so you have Norman back in Tobey's universe. You have Doc Ock back. And you know what? I'm sure I don't know if they would. They probably wouldn't bring James Franco back. I would think, fuck it. Why not? But they won't. But do that. And then with the Andrew Garfield one, if you didn't want to do it currently, you could show how when he was saying that he got dark, right? They could do a Craven movie with him where he got even darker, and then they buried him alive. And then that's how Spider-Man got claustrophobic, because he was buried alive in a fucking coffin in the goddamn ground. And then you could bring Black Cat into it as the fucking love interest to break him out of his fucking whatever, or ground him to reality or some shit. Now, we saw something about Emma Stone just cut her fucking hair exactly like Spider-Gwen. What the fuck is that?
I think that a live action version of that is coming.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So they're probably
that got delayed indefinitely. That doesn't even have a release date anymore beyond the Spider-Verse.
But are they gonna do Spider-Verse live action like that? Or are they gonna do
I think that's coming, yes.
But like exactly like the animated, where they're gonna get her as Spider-Gwen, they're gonna get what's his name? It's 2099. Are they gonna do it like that?
Potentially. They could. There's nothing stopping them.
They should, I think. Now they did what Loki glitching like that. Isn't that the Spider-Verse thing?
It's not. It's similar, but it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, doesn't RTVA exist somewhere?
Yeah.
But they're not. They can't access. Like
we don't know. We don't know.
This is so confusing. Like
yeah.
Because they're showing clips like that's our TVA, and they're all fucking splintered through time. But then you got the other TVA that's with Loki now.
Right.
Right? I don't know.
The multiverse in the MCU is a very, very odd thing.
Yes. And it's sad that Barbie has defeated Batman and everything in existence. Which will make really. Hollywood super yoke again.
It's not really a big deal. It's
you don't think so?
No, I don't.
I think it is. I think it's going to cause massive problems in the future. I think.
I think it's going to cause. I think it's going to cause problems, but at this point, it's like whatever. Like
woke sells. Let's go now.
You want to know the thing about that movie though? Is like it wasn't even woke. It was just.
It wasn't right.
It didn't know what it was talking about. Like it was going in the right direction, and then at the end.
But women from going that movie, they made it like a goddamn women anthem, like they're dumping their boyfriends.
I know.
What the fuck is that about?
A buddy of mine said he went and saw it. Says it's not bad. I mean, it's not as bad as they were trying to make it out to be. I just haven't had the gumption to go.
I didn't even see Indiana Jones. Was that bad too?
Oh, I didn't watch that. A friend of mine watched it, and he was like, "It was as bad as The Rise of Skywalker." And I was like, my God.
They said that first 20 or so minutes, or 15, 20 minutes, which took place in the past. They should have kept. I can't remember if it's Chris who said it or somebody else, but they said they should have just kept with that first 15, 20 minutes, and it would have been golden. But then they came to pretty much the 60s or 70s, and after that, it just tanked.
See, now I'm old school Star Wars, right? And to me, like, I have a problem with all the current shit because I'm like, that's not what happened.
Ahsoka was decent.
Well, this is why I'm bringing it up, Chris. Ahsoka. Are they creating a new timeline, or are they saying that this is the original timeline? Because I heard rumblings that they're going to use Marvel's idea of what if and do movies based on alternate multiverse.
No. The rumor is that at some point in this show, and this isn't really a spoiler because you can see it in the trailer, she's going to go back into the world between worlds, and she's going to see other scenarios. But the point of her seeing other scenarios is to apparently underline the idea that no matter what happened, Anakin will always turn. He will always become Darth Vader. He will always be the one that destroys the Sith. You can't change it. So don't try. And so then she's like, okay.
I mean, destroy the Sith.
But this is set in when? This is
the same time as The Mandalorian. So it's a few years after Return of the Jedi.
Okay. So, I mean, by the time Rise of Skywalker, they could all be dead.
Yes, I don't think Ahsoka is dead, though.
Right. But they are making they were making, right, a movie follow up to Rise of Skywalker, right? We heard.
So they are. That is confirmed. There are 3 confirmed Star Wars movies right now. Whether or not they all get made, who knows? But right
and Kennedy's
now,
still in charge.
She's still, as far as we know, the executive producer. Yeah.
Okay. So the movie is not an episode movie. It's just
they're no longer doing episode movies. Although this is technically, I mean, you could imagine this is probably going to be like episode 10.
But they could market it as episode 10 because
they could. I don't think they're going to though.
Okay.
Now listen to this. According to a lot of sources, initially, this movie was pitched as a major time jump, like major, like
80,
Originally, it was going to be like 80 years in the future, and Rey was going to be played by like Meryl Streep or someone like that.
Oh, come on.
And it was going to be her at the end of her life training 2 younger Jedi to continue the Jedi Order, right? Apparently, when that script got turned in, I think David Lindelof turned that script in. They were like, well, what if we can get Daisy Ridley back and we make it like a 15-year time jump?
Which is stupid, but okay.
And he was like, no, I don't really want to do that. And they were like, okay, we're doing that. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So that's what we're getting now.
Right. Which they fucked the other guy over too when they wanted to make, Luke, Leia, and Han the main characters. Like, nah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they took his shit and they're using it.
They basically rewrote it, so it's a 15-year time jump. So that would make
Rey he got nothing probably, right? He got no money.
I think he's going to get a credit potentially, but I don't know.
I hate that when that shit happens. So, but you saw Ahsoka or no?
I did.
I saw the first 2 episodes. They were good. They were good.
Chris?
They were good. There were some things I didn't like, but I think they were good. However, do I think that this show is going to be the savior of Star Wars? No.
No, I agree.
No.
It's not. It's
so,
one of those decent
watches.
They're
fucking Sith or they're not Sith?
They are Dark Jedi.
It's the same shit.
It's not. No, it's not. Trust me. It's very different.
Right.
Very different. Now, I will say this. I really like Baylan. I think he's a very good character from the little we've seen.
But the characters in Ahsoka, like, they're not going to exist in Rise of Skywalker time.
Well,
they all get wiped out, right? They do.
Well, they're probably dead except for Ahsoka, I would imagine.
But technically, the Emperor's still alive because of Rise of Skywalker now in Ahsoka time, isn't he?
What do you mean? Well, yeah. Well, technically, yes, he's on Exegol allegedly. They're trying to make him a body. They're trying to make him a body right now, but he's not the main villain. Thrawn is going to be the main villain.
But his consciousness is around.
Oh, it's always been around, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The minute that he died in Return of the Jedi, he woke up on Exegol.
In some body, right?
Yeah.
But it was temporary, right?
Yeah.
They keep putting in new bodies, right?
And that's why at the end, that's why in the Rise of Skywalker he wanted Rey or somebody to kill him, so that.
But she did transfer. Though.
She did, and then they didn't explain that his soul was sent to the netherworld of the Force, and now he's gone. Allegedly.
Right. So people are just confused.
Basically.
Right.
Because in the Legends canon,
okay, she did.
Yeah. For as much shit as I give the Legends canon sometimes, I will say they did at least show Palpatine's soul being brought into the netherworld of the Force by a Jedi Master. So you knew for a fact, like, yeah, he ain't coming back. Like, he's gone.
Right.
And
so now
I gotta give a shout out. Han Solo is the one who killed him in the Legends canon.
Killed who?
Palpatine.
But that's not canon anymore.
It's not canon anymore, but in the old canon, he shot Palpatine in one of his failing bodies, and then his soul tried to possess their son, Anakin Solo. And there was a Jedi Master that was watching over him. He was like, nah, buddy, you're coming with me. And then Palpatine was like, no. And then, then he was gone. It was great. I loved that. I was like, oh, that's fantastic,
Wow.
Yep.
So, what do you want to cover? Yeah, Star Wars? You want to talk about anything?
To be honest with you, there's not really anything left for Star Wars to cover.
Okay, so the only thing is the big Godzilla stuff, right?
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, this is gonna be a long segment.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I might munch on stuff because I'm getting hungry.
I guess let's start with.
I shut my camera off though.
There you go. I guess let's start with Godzilla -1 because that's the one that we have the lesser amount of information on.
Yes. Is there a villain?
I think so, but
because my son Anthony's convinced there's a villain in the artwork or the picture, the poster, whatever the thing is.
I can kind of tell you what it's probably about. I can't confirm this 100%. I don't know how far you want me to go with that.
Go as far as you can.
Okay, so this is potential spoilers for Godzilla -1. So if you don't want to know, I suggest you stop watching now.
Okay.
Okay, if you're still here, you probably want to know. Is there a villain in the movie? Probably. We've already seen the villain in the movie. The villain in the movie is Godzilla.
Oh.
Is there a good guy in the movie?
No.
Probably.
A monster?
Yeah.
In -1?
The good guy in the movie is probably another Godzilla.
What?
So allegedly, this movie is going to show what Godzilla was before he gets irradiated, right? So there are two of them in the movie. There's one that was near the bombing of either Hiroshima or Nagasaki or both of them, or tests or something, probably the two bombings, gets irradiated, and that is the Godzilla that we see. That's in the trailer. That's why he's all scarred up. He's got the big jagged dorsal spines. He's all gnarly and stuff. That's Godzilla. Like, that's our Godzilla that we would expect to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other one was not near the areas where there was radiation, so it did not become irradiated. It's basically in its pure form as though it was not mutated. So allegedly, the Godzilla that we see in the trailer is the quote-unquote villain because he is taking revenge on humanity. It's a very, very similar story to 54 with
That's
Godzilla.
why it's called -1 because of -1 Godzilla?
Basically, it's called -1 because from what the director explained, you could think of Japan being attacked, Hiroshima and Nagasaki being attacked, as like Japan hitting like rock bottom, like that they were at 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like a year or two later, Godzilla shows up. And now they're worse than rock bottom. They're like, they had nothing, and now they have less than nothing. So it's -1, I guess.
But which is the real Godzilla?
So the real, like our Godzilla, the one that we're familiar with, like, and when I say familiar with, I mean like when you say Godzilla, what you would think of is the one that we see in the trailer. It's that Godzilla, the Godzilla that we've seen. The other one is the non-irradiated version.
And which is the villain?
Godzilla.
The non-irradiated.
No. The irradiated one is the villain.
But that's our Godzilla?
Yes. That is Godzilla. The other one has a different name, apparently.
The other one's not Godzilla.
The other one is the same species, but its name is not Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
So Godzilla, or Gojira, whatever you want to say, is the one that we've seen, the irradiated one. He is taking revenge on humanity because of what we've done to him, right? The good one...
Godzilla is a villain in this universe.
Yes.
And this is going to be a potential, like, or it's just a one-off movie.
Right now, that's the case. If it does well, though, I think we'll probably see more in this universe. But the other quote unquote Godzilla, the non-irradiated one, it looks similar to Godzilla, but it has differences. Its skin is like smoother. It doesn't have the jagged dorsal spines. I've heard it likened. It has a similar like look to like almost like an orca, but it can still walk upright and stuff. And allegedly, that one is going to be a little bit more benevolent. So I guess the idea is that these two were either friends or brothers, and the non-irradiated one is trying to get Godzilla to go back to their home.
Right.
But he's just pissed. And he's just like, I'm destroying everything because look what they've done to me.
But the other one is for humanity, right?
The other one is I don't know if it's like I have to protect the humans, but it's like I have to stop him because he's gone out of control.
Okay.
And, yeah. So
but does the one non-irradiated one get irradiated to fight him or no?
No.
So how does he have a chance?
Boy, I mean that's the point. Is that
he doesn't have fire or nothing, right?
He doesn't really have a.
So what the fuck is he gonna do?
I think that's if this is true, I think that's gonna be like the dilemma. Like that he can't win, but he's still gonna try that kind of thing.
So what's the point then? Godzilla's gonna turn good.
You want me to tell you potentially?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so allegedly the main human character in this movie is Serizawa.
Right.
And he's working for the Navy, the United States Navy, because this movie apparently takes place in 1947.
Okay.
I've heard that it can take place in a few years, though, so it may be like 47, 48, 49 or something like that.
Oh, so it's not in 2023. Okay.
No, it's in right after World War II.
Okay.
He's apparently working for the Navy, but he's very bitter that the Americans are still there and stuff, and he blames them for bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki and stuff. And he's working for them developing the oxygen destroyer.
Well, the oxygen destroyer.
The oxygen destroyer.
Okay.
Yeah. And his goal is when Godzilla attacks, he's going to use it on him to kill him, right?
Right.
Allegedly, what happens is the final battle of the movie takes place out in the sea, and the good Godzilla and the bad Godzilla are fighting. And at some point, Godzilla knocks the good Godzilla away. I think maybe knocks it unconscious or something. Serizawa activates the oxygen destroyer after burning his notes and stuff, and he fully intends to go down with this like the original Serizawa did. So he's right there kind of like in a boat going full speed towards Godzilla, the irradiated one.
And he hits the wrong one.
No. What happens is the good one regains consciousness and sees what's about to happen, and it rushes and tackles Godzilla out of the way. The oxygen destroyer goes off, and it kills the good one.
Right.
Godzilla sees this happen.
Right.
And is like, oh no. That was the last tether I had to some form of benevolence. And that's now gone. And then basically realizes, oh, I was doing that to these people.
Right.
So then it leaves. He leaves.
So now he's going to be good, I guess.
So I guess it leaves the door open for him to return in the future.
As a good.
Now, when I heard this, I actually really liked the way this sounds. I was like, this is actually pretty good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Right. I was like, and the trailer, it put my mind at ease because I was like, this is definitely not Shin Gojira. This is totally separate.
Yeah.
So if they go that route, I think I'd like that. I'd be like, okay, that sounds good.
Right.
I really hope that is the story. I hope they don't go in some weird, existential way that Godzilla in Japan has been going in the past few years, but,
Right.
Who knows? So, yeah, that's -1. That's basically everything we know about Godzilla -1.
So what else? What else is?
Yeah, so we have the Apple TV Plus series. We just got not leaked. They officially revealed. Yeah, so the official title is Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. That's confirmed. It is coming out apparently at the end of this year. So I heard around December potentially. So it'll be December and January. I heard they're going to do weekly releases on Apple TV Plus. We got a synopsis and we got the official pictures of the show. One of them being Godzilla. It looks phenomenal.
Wow.
This takes
you have a picture
place,
of that?
It's online, yeah.
Okay, I'll look.
Yeah. So the general idea of the show is that it takes place in the 50s and it takes place right after Godzilla 2014. So it is canon to the MonsterVerse. Everything that happens here is canon. Some very interesting character stuff. Who is it? Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell are playing the same character in two different time periods.
I like that.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell is discount Captain America from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we know.
So yeah, he's great. He's playing a character named Lee Shaw, who was in one of the graphic novels. He's a Monarch agent, and he's kind of like the de facto villain in this show. I'm not saying that he's actually a villain, but apparently he knows something that can ruin Monarch.
Okay.
Like if he revealed this information, Monarch would be basically destroyed. Okay. So what that is, I don't know. I have an idea of what it could be.
How many seasons is it? Just one season so far?
Right now it's one season. But if it does well, apparently they are open to doing another season.
And Legendary is behind this, obviously, right?
Yeah, Legendary, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Legendary is also doing the Godzilla and Kong.
Yes, that's the next film in the MonsterVerse. Unfortunately, we learned today that it got delayed. However, it was only by a month, so it's not really a bad
delay.
But
it's completed, though.
It's pretty much done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, the MonsterVerse contract continues.
As long as they keep doing well, yes. So, from what I've heard, Toho is very happy with the MonsterVerse.
So we're secure, I guess.
Yeah, if Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire does well, box office wise, fairly, audience critic wise, they'll probably do another one.
Well, will we do just a Godzilla movie, or Kong has to be included?
I have a funny feeling the next one would probably be a Godzilla film.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Because I believe that this next one is going to be, it's going to be Kong heavy, but not too much.
But will they do Kong movies separately or no?
They could.
Okay.
They could. To be honest with you, though, knowing what I know about GXK, I can say Kong. You could comfortably say that his story could end in this movie.
Oh, all right.
Now I'm not. Don't like anybody watching this. I'm not saying he's gonna die. Right. I don't know. I doubt it.
Supposedly he raises a kid, right? Like that's probably what he gets at the end.
He does, yes.
So he could be dad and whatever.
Yeah. Okay. The way they introduce his quote unquote son is actually very creative.
Okay.
I will say that.
All right. So besides Godzilla and Kong, besides Monarch, and besides Godzilla -1, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there like an animated Kong?
Yes, it came out on Netflix. Yep.
It's out already.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been out for a while.
And now, is there anything else? Like, is Toho doing another Godzilla movie after this one? Or?
Right now, it's just -1.
Okay.
I think they want to see how that does. -1 is a very interesting movie for a few reasons. It's the first movie to take place before 1954, like in the timeline, like that early, from a movie standpoint. It's the first time that they're not using suitimation. The whole thing is like a guy in a suit.
Oh, no guy in a suit.
Nope, it's motion capture CGI.
Okay.
Kind of like Shin Gojira was. And it is also, this is the big one to me anyway. It is the first movie to basically, it's coming out in Japan on November 3rd. It's coming out in the States on December 1st. So it's very soon after. Yep.
Yeah.
AMC and Regal, yeah.
I'm definitely going to see that.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for that because it's not that long of a wait. And I'm really ecstatic to see a Toho Godzilla movie in theaters again.
Yeah, me too. Me too, definitely. So it looks bright for Godzilla right now.
Yeah, I would, I know I'm biased, but I think that the Godzilla and the MonsterVerse, that's like one of the only series that's actually doing pretty well right now.
Correct. Now, if we could touch base on DC a little bit.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle, I'll say, was good. There are 2 credit scenes. but it was a good movie. It
wasn't Blue Beetle though not
it's a matinee, and it is worthy of your collection. I will say that.
But wasn't Blue Beetle not the first movie for James Gunn thing? Wasn't that done before that?
So he said that Blue Beetle was quote unquote the first character of the DCU. However, this movie is not canon. So I don't know what that means. I've heard people say that.
It's because it probably sucked at the box
office. Why are they lying? It seems like James Gunn's constantly lying.
Well, that's the narrative that he has around him right now, is that he just keeps like saying things that are just not true. I don't know.
So like I thought he was doing another Wonder Woman. They're not.
So he said that they are. Gal Gadot may or may not be coming back. So Wonder Woman.
She made it like she is. She made it like she is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It sounds like the Superman thing all over again. It's like, oh, he's coming back, and then 2 weeks.
So nobody's going to be back. It's all going to be white, all new people, right?
Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
But now, why is he retracting his statement about Superman?
What do you mean?
Like saying that it's not a younger Superman.
I don't know. I think maybe he's trying to say that he's not that much younger than Henry Cavill's was, or so. I don't know, to be honest.
So, like, this is not an origin story. Superman's established already, or no?
Yeah,
allegedly, that's what the story is.
And these guys, all these superheroes, were before Superman or after Superman?
Well, apparently, the Creature Commandos will be.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, there's supposed to be 1,000 superheroes in this fucking movie. They making it like they were after Superman or before?
Well, the ones that we know of. So
the Authority,
the Creature Commandos were. The Authority was. Batman.
But the Authority. So in other words, the Authority.
Yeah.
Not in DC Comics, they were before Superman, but now they are.
Allegedly, I think what's going to wind up happening is it's going to be very similar to the way Man of Steel happened, except. It's going to be that these heroes are established. I think what's going to happen is that Superman in Superman Legacy, his, I guess, big appearance is going to be a major, like, point in the DCU, and then all of these heroes are basically going to be reacting to that.
That would be better, because they're saying that he came before Superman. I wouldn't like that.
They did come before Superman.
They did?
Yes.
In DC Comics also?
Yeah, the Creature Commandos.
No. I'm talking about the DCU.
Started up in World War II.
But, like, in the comics, they didn't.
I'm talking about the DCU. I'm not talking about the comics.
This universe. Okay.
In the DCU, I believe, again, I could be wrong. They may, I don't know if they're going to change it or if this is the story at all. But from the way it sounds like certain heroes are established, and then Superman does something big in Superman Legacy, which is the movie in the DCU. That makes all these other superheroes take notice of him.
I don't like that they're before him.
I don't. I don't.
I don't like that. James Gunn sucks. I don't like that.
Now, again, maybe that's not the case, but that's the way I'm interpreting it right now. Because allegedly, in the Authority movie, they may be fighting Superman. Like that. Okay. That could be the thing.
Now, the Batman movie. That's James Gunn's baby is Batman being a dad.
Yeah, we know that Damian Wayne is Robin.
That sucks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Batman's gonna be like 50.
That you can't do that. That sucks. You can't fucking. No. Here's the thing. Nobody. Some people, most people, I think, don't. They want to see Batman fight his villains. They don't want. There's a small fucking percentage like, what if Batman's a dad? I don't give a fuck about that because that's a distraction.
In the comic books, he came aware of Damian after the fact.
But it's a distraction away from him being Batman. It's like, how the fuck could he be Batman if he's a dad? He's got to raise the kid. Like it's and then the kid's gonna be Robin, right?
You got to remember though, the kid was raised by the League of Shadows too.
Yeah.
His mother is Talia al Ghul.
So he knows how to fight, I guess. Yeah. But, so he's Robin.
Yeah. Hypothetically, he could be the most effective Robin. You could make that argument.
So he's going to be Batman, I guess, eventually.
I think that's the idea, but I don't think that's going to be in this movie.
So the Batman that they choose is going to die?
No, not necessarily.
I just think it's a shitty idea.
It's a weird idea, but I mean, what else are you going to do with Batman?
There's so much shit you could do, but then you also already have Robert Pattinson as Batman doing that universe.
That's going to be an alternate universe, though.
Well, it is but it's still they're not ending it.
No.
Like if the next one does super well, it continues.
Yeah, but that's why they did this. They're going to slap the DC Elseworlds thing on the
and that and Joker too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And Joker too, if that does phenomenal, they're gonna do a movie with that. I'm sure he's gonna encounter Batman.
Because Gaga's supposed to be Harley in that one.
I'm sure in the third Joker movie he's gonna be battling Batman.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what's like kind of dumb about that though? He'll be like 70.
Yeah, because remember he met Bruce
when is young. Yeah.
Correct. Right. Well, so the Flash is just done.
Oh yeah.
Completely. They're not going to hire him back. They're not going to revisit it. They're not going to.
No.
They're done with him. Aquaman's done or no?
Aquaman is going to be a potential disaster because apparently the movie was so bad that they've had to reshoot it a few times.
So why don't they can't chuck it?
Because they shortened Amber Heard's appearance.
But they can't chuck it, right?
They could.
Yeah.
But
they could chuck it like Batgirl.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going
to. Because they have to pay him. That's why they have to pay.
Yeah, I think they're going to put it out in December and just kind of hope that it's not a complete flop.
And just not promote it though. Because I heard with the Flash they were removing that shit from theaters. They were losing money, right?
Yeah, I mean they lost a lot of money on the Flash. If
Who
you
the
believe
fuck wrote that shit,
if
though?
you believe the numbers right now, they said that they spent $300 million on the movie and they made $260 million. So no matter how you look at it, they've lost a lot. However, I've heard, and there's a lot of people that are saying this, that movie was way over $300 million.
Yeah, like $450.
And that didn't include the marketing budget, which is usually,
like $6.
And then, so you could just imagine, Warner Brothers is not in a good place right now.
But who did Barbie?
Well, Warner Brothers did.
But they're in a place with her. They couldn't place her.
So from what yes. Yeah,
she got $50 million they gave her.
Well, she deserves it. I think she
does.
Well,
I know she does. But let me ask you a question now. If you're James Gunn and you're watching this, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just fucking hire her back as Harley Quinn and do a fucking...
Because it's not part of his universe.
Oh, I think he's going to bring her back. I think he's going to bring her back as Harley Quinn. But I don't... Here's the thing. We may be entering the era where superhero movies are no longer...
Because they already said... Because I was watching this thing where
I'm telling you right now...
movies are dying because of how
I'm telling you right now...
Yeah.
It's not... No. To me, I have to disagree. It's not the superhero fatigue. They got too big, let's say Marvel, where they felt they could put anything out and they could take risks.
Right.
And they lost their way. Okay? We talked about this, and remember how I said Inhumans is never going to be a movie and it got canceled, right?
Yep.
I said Eternals, that's stupid. Black Widow's too late, right? You're promoting a thing leading up to Kang with Kang never appearing anywhere.
Right.
So that's the problem right there, okay? The build-up is just everybody's off doing their own thing. Thor has a kid. You're fucking distracting the audience. The audience is looking for the Avengers to come back and fight the fucking threat, and you're never going to get it. You're going to get all this other bullshit. The most anticipated...
said after one of the movies, he's going to totally reboot the whole series.
Right, but the most anticipated movie is Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Over Marvels, over everything else. Nobody gives a fuck about Thunderbolts. Nobody gives a fuck about Falcon as Captain America.
No.
What's the other fucking movie? Iron Wars.
Armor Wars.
Oh, nobody gives a fuck about that either.
And you got Ironheart as well.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a series though. But Blade, nobody gives a fuck about right now either because it's taking too long.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, as me, right, personally, the most successful stuff they had was WandaVision, Loki, right? Why the fuck don't we just do a fucking Vision Scarlet Witch movie if that's so fucking phenomenal? Because she's popular from fucking.
Personally, I don't think a WandaVision thing would actually work in the.
Not a movie as WandaVision, but I'm saying Scarlet Witch.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It's just I honestly think that if you try to pull a WandaVision type movie for the big screens, it would be one of their bombs.
I agree with.
But let's
WandaVision works. Okay. The WandaVision idea works best on TV.
Well, no, but I'm not saying WandaVision. I'm saying over the big screen. I'm not saying WandaVision. I'm saying that.
I know what you're saying, that concept.
Yeah, out of WandaVision. No. Scarlet Witch.
It would not.
Not WandaVision. Like Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, we know. No, we got
as like Scarlet Witch wanting her kids, Vision, and the threats.
Yeah, we know what you're saying, Joe. Okay. That concept could not translate over to the big screen.
Well, we're getting Wanda fighting fucking everybody. So isn't that like
I'm with Scott now though? Because I got to tell you, I think that Multiverse of Madness really like made Wanda not look great.
Yeah. No, it didn't.
I don't think that. Okay. I don't think they're going to go.
In my eyes, we definitely need a serious Thor movie.
Yeah.
But no fucking humor at all. Like just. I want to see Thor like he was angry and then he encountered Captain
Marvel. In the first one or two movies, yeah.
No. But I want to see him that angry.
They won't. They won't do that. They won't do that because Chris Hemsworth didn't like Thor like that.
Didn't like Thor like what? Like
he did not.
Serious?
He almost left after the Dark World because he hated the way the character. I shouldn't say hated. He didn't like the way the character was being portrayed. And then in Ragnarok. He loved that so much.
But he did love Ragnarok also.
He loves Ragnarok, yeah.
But that's the best one. But
yeah,
he went. Taika Waititi went and jumped the shark completely.
Yeah,
like Love and Thunder was just like
Love and Thunder was a disaster for them.
Was like Arthur Fonzarelli jumping the shark. Like it literally was like you had comedy in Ragnarok, and then it was 1,000% comedy, And how could you have 1,000% comedy when the threat level is supposed to be bigger than Hela? That the guy is just—it made it a joke.
It was a shame.
They didn't show enough of him killing other guys to make
right. They didn't. It was like a rated G movie with a guy that was a side chick. Like
it was
he just wasn't.
It was a shame because Gore, I think, was one of the better villains they had.
Well, they ruined that, and they ruined.
And that's the sad thing is Gore.
And they ruined Jane Foster too.
People love the rest of there's people knit and picked everything else around Gore.
So let me ask you a question: are they going to do it where that movie didn't happen the way we think because it was like the guy's narration?
No.
The rock creature?
No.
It actually happens the way it happens.
Yeah. Yep.
So in other words, when we see Thor, he's going to be with his daughter.
Probably, yeah.
That sucks. That sucks. That's not good.
Hey, I mean, this is the problem. Marvel has a lot of problems right now.
So the only thing that everybody's really looking forward to, let's talk about Disney Plus wise, is the spinoff to WandaVision, which is Agatha.
That and Loki. No. Just Loki.
No, that and Loki.
No, nobody cares about Agatha.
Yes, they do.
No, you don't think so? No,
you don't think that's going to be?
There is no buzz about Agatha at all.
You don't think that's going to be phenomenal ratings like WandaVision?
Nope. Retitle Agatha to something.
Isn't Scarlet Witch going to be in it?
Maybe.
There's no word that Scarlet Witch is going to be coming back. So yeah, there's zero word because she
wasn't that the story that Agatha finds out she's in the Witch's dimension?
Olsen is not signed for anything.
No. The story has to do with a completely different witch. It's some sort of green witch or something. Yeah.
And it's not going to be connected to fucking Wanda at all.
It might be, but like right now, that's not the main story.
And that's not the lead into Vision Quest. Like he's not going to appear at the end.
He might, but I don't know if we're going to get that far because the rumor right now is that they're looking at Disney Plus shows and going, I don't know if we're going to do these.
Disney Plus is tanking.
Yeah,
because they're like I said. Okay, superhero fatigue happens. It's because you get shitty fucking writers doing their own fucking thing, and they're taking risks, and you can't take risks. The MCU phase needs to be handled like the first 3 phases. You can't start doing it like
But
shopping cart the movie.
You got people who are looking at
erase them all
as though they're supposed
to
fire
them all. Marvel shelves.
Saviors.
No, take Marvels out of the fucking theater. Nobody wants to see it. Take Thunderbolts. Scrap it. And even though you spent the money, scrap it. Scrap Marvels. Scrap Thunderbolts. Scrap Captain America, and scrap.
They put too much.
Armor Wars.
Too much money in They put too much money and push to Marvels.
So you'll release movies that will damage your return.
They don't have a choice.
At this point in time, they've already got Marvels all set up and ready. It's going to go out.
It's going to fuck shit up.
They know it's going to tank, but they don't care.
Well, they should.
I think Kevin Feige cares. I think that he knows that this is.
If Kevin Feige cares, why the fuck did he put out Secret Invasion?
I don't think that he really had much of a choice for that.
Who wanted that shit? Honestly,
investors.
They wanted Secret Invasion.
They were told way back when, allegedly, that like Disney Plus will become profitable. Like I think 2024, 2025, we're gonna put all this stuff on there. We're gonna load it up, and then it's like Scott said. Do you realize that they lose millions a year on Disney Plus, and it's nowhere near going to be profitable at the point that they.
That's why they're fucking getting Doctor Who and everything else.
They're losing subscribers so damn bad they're hemorrhaging.
Because there's nothing on.
Well, look what happened with the last season of The Mandalorian. Nobody watched it because it was like, well,
you want to know what? Listen, this is the reason.
Because they
they gotta look at they gotta look at let's say they gotta look at NBC, right, as a model, right? When NBC was doing great, right? We had Cheers, we had fucking all these shows, right? A-Team, everything, right? As a regular thing, not, hey guys, look at Ahsoka and nothing else. Ahsoka's done. Instead of giving us 30 shows, you're giving us 2. And you're making us wait. So we see this one, then we go into the next one. They don't have enough programming because people don't want to see the old shit right now. They want to see new shit. So what are they doing with Peacock? They're putting fucking Frasier, bringing him back. They're bringing back all the stuff that people liked, right? Yeah. Hoping that they can get the same audience that they had in the past, which they may not, right? I'm waiting for them to do goddamn Cheers fucking revival, which that probably will happen too, or Remington Steele or some shit. But anyway, this stuff worked. So Disney Plus needs to put out regular programming that is consistent, not that we have to wait.
The problem is they don't have the investors or the investors don't have enough.
They have the stuff. Listen, do fucking Orville every goddamn year, okay? That's one. Orville, people love the Orville. No matter what you say, they love the Orville. So do a fucking season every fucking year. September starts, new season of Orville. All the fucking time. Stop looking at Disney Plus like a thing where you can only showcase one show at a time.
What could also help? Here's another thing that could possibly help. Prior to the next season of a show, all right, have it. Granted, doing this is going to cost them big time. Prior to the next season of a show on your streaming service, put the prior season on network. Let people.
They're already doing that though. They did that with Secret Invasion before it even fucking finished.
Yeah, I know.
They put that shit on Hulu and didn't they put Miss Marvel on ABC?
I think 1 or 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, do you know what you're doing? Like, there's so confusion right now. Why should I get Disney Plus if you're going to put it on fucking regular TV?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. No, what I'm saying is put the previous season on network a few days, like a month before the new season, to let people who don't have that streaming service see what it's all about.
They have the wrong mentality with Disney Plus because they feel that and I'm telling you can tell me I'm wrong, Chris, but they don't want to release anything together. Like, in other words, when Ahsoka is out, nothing else is out.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the wrong mentality because you're banking your whole streaming service on one fucking show at a time. That's the wrong business model.
Well, I think that is the problem, but I think one of the main problems is that the way that they're presenting these, they're not presenting them like episodic, TV. They're presenting them like movies. They're presenting them like a movie that's been broken up into parts. And to be
that's
honest,
wrong.
I don't get that. I don't
That's
understand that idea. You know,
listen, we take over Disney Plus tomorrow. We greenlight a whole bunch of shit and have it released at the same fucking time. Most of them, like in other words, Ahsoka comes out with.
Hang on. What we would do is, I'd say we have 3 or 4 shows come out
same time.
Same time. We wouldn't put them on the same.
But different. But they're different days.
On the same day, though.
I'm not saying the same day.
Every day or every other day.
Listen, I'm saying we'll have a thing, right? And we're going to showcase the season premiere in September. They're going to do it like a network TV, like ABC, NBC, right? So they're like, in September, Ahsoka starts, and the Orville season 4, and Daredevil.
Another thing I would do is I would wait maybe like 1 to 2 episodes into the previous.
Fine. That's fine. Like September 1st is.
You don't get so.
That's fine. September 1st is Orville. Yeah. September 8th is Ahsoka. September 15th is Daredevil. September 22nd is fucking 18 reboot. Whatever. Like you release for a month.
Yeah.
A month, not one every 6 months.
Yeah, and then once those series have done their run and they're on hiatus, you bring in your next 3 or 4. And
you're asking people to pay $12.99 or more for a series that's going to last more than 2 months. Now you're asking them, without even owning the goddamn box set, to spend like $20, $30 for one fucking show. Then they're going to dump it because they're going to see the show, right? Yeah. But then you want them to get the show.
Half the time they can watch that thing when that particular streaming service is doing like here's a freebie.
Listen, this is what you do.
Get a freebie. And
this is what you do. Hi with Disney Plus, $4.99. That's it. That's it. $4.99. That's it. Spend your millions of dollars, get your programming. And I'm going to tell you right now.
Showing that the money they're throwing at the Disney Plus now is not.
You're not enough. And you know what the worst is? And I'm going to tell. I hope they're watching this. They make it so difficult to cancel that you almost need to hire a lawyer to cancel a fucking streaming service. The shit that they pull now, right? You have to see. Like, I had got Paramount for Picard. When Picard was done, I wanted to cancel it. And I tried canceling it, and then they kept rerouting me. When I spoke to a live person, they're like, you don't want to cancel. Yes, I do. No, how about we give you I don't want that. I want to cancel it. How about I don't want that. So I got to a fight, occasion, right?
I saw this in one of these other YouTube things. Is what you do is you pretty much, I don't want to say cancel the card, but you
you shouldn't have to, right? Yeah. But here's the thing now. So now even the iPhones do this shit too, where the moment you get your credit card information, like you need to cancel the credit card for it not to work anymore because they can just start charging you. So the thing is, right now I have Disney Plus, and with my phone service I have Amazon Prime, which I use to watch The Boys, right?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be coming out. And Invincible, right? And then whatever. And then I think Sharon has a few, right? But once in a while I'll get like, let's say Paramount to watch Picard, or I'll get like Peacock to watch something and whatever. But from now on, it's always hard to cancel. Like it's impossible to cancel, right? So I mean, now I'm trying to eliminate my streaming service because I get so turned off that I can't cancel it right, that I just they need to make it easy. They need to make it cheap.
And that's just it.
And easy.
In this day and age where they're hemorrhaging money, they don't want they're holding on to subscribers as though it's free.
Now with Doctor Who, are they going to do the right thing? Is it going to be fucking released the day of on Disney Plus, or is it going to be released on the BBC first and then Disney Plus? Because that's going to be a disaster right there. If you're not going to have it the minute it's released on the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who on Disney Plus, you're fucked. It's got to be the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to watch Doctor Who. And again, I'm happy that the season's going to start like we thought it was going to start, like in April. Like we're gonna get a Christmas special, and then we're gonna watch.
Oh God,
because
yeah.
they're so far filmed ahead, which is fantastic.
If you look at it, Russell T Davies is actually going back to the time in which bringing back.
He's
Dr.
doing it right, and I gotta tell you,
give you the exact time when it first came out. You got.
Not that I mean to talk about Doctor Who on the Everything Show, but
until at some point in time,
why not?
So jerked around.
No, I can. Turn. But that's the thing is like I'm on board with everything he's doing. I love what he's doing, and I constantly comment to him, and he likes my Instagram when I answer him and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've never had that interaction before where he's always very nice. Like he likes a lot of stuff I say. That's cool too. But there's people that are not liking what he's doing. I like what he's doing though. I think look, it was smart to bring David Tennant and Catherine Tate and Bernard Crimmins back, right? And the way he's doing it now, like it's the reverse of Moffat, where Moffat didn't look back. He's looking back. We got old companions going to be popping in with Ncuti Gatwa, Mel, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Kate Stewart.
If he's going to do the companions, he needs to try to set up the rights to be able to bring back old some other aliens and rogues.
Well, I mean, the thing
one at a time. I know.
Isn't he doing that already though? Isn't Neil Patrick Harris like the Celestial Toymaker?
Yeah.
So he's doing that already.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm talking about we need more than one. I know. Isn't
Jinx Monsoon? Isn't Jinx Monsoon the sister of the Celestial Toymaker or the Black Guardian or some shit like that?
I think so.
Right. So he's bringing people in. So I'm happy with it. And I'm not against it. And I know there's people that are going crazy, like it's the end of Doctor Who. I think it's just the golden age that's going to be started with Doctor Who. I think that he's got it where it's so far in advance that he's shooting season 15, right, before 14 even starts. And by the time 14 starts, 15 might be done, and he's doing 16.
Probably the only thing he's got to do with 15 really is do the posts, all the post-Nita stuff.
And I just played the video game. I don't know if you saw the live stream, Chris. And the Dragon Princess. Paul McGann is the villain. And he was fucking excellent. In the video game, I think I did a first ever video game 3-hour stream or something.
Damn.
And it's a thing where you make choices, right? Paul McGann's the fucking villain in it, right? And the funny thing is, one of his henchmen was called the Doc, right? And the Doc looked like fucking David Tennant, right? But like ready to battle the Kung Fu mastered princess, right? And it was hysterical. And then he did like a scene like Indiana Jones where he just shot the fucking guy because fuck your Kung Fu and everything else. But Paul McGann was hysterical, screaming, yelling. He was the bad guy. He was the main bad guy. It was, and I said to myself, of this type of video game, right, where you make the choices and you have the different branches, right? Why couldn't they do a Doctor Who game like that?
Yeah.
An interactive like that, like an episode where it'd be like Joe Martin or it could be like Matt Smith or whatever. Just do a game like that because the other one wasn't working for me. The other Doctor Who game I was playing that I bought, whatever it was called with Jodie Whittaker, I was playing. I'm like, this shit's boring. It sucked. Yeah. I actually spent the money for it, right? And then it sucked. And I was like, why is the game starting in a laundromat? What the fuck is this? Like, it's just, these writers just don't know what the fuck they're doing, and it turned me off to the video game totally. So I never even platinumed it. I didn't even got multiple trophies. I just gave up on it. And that's a few instances where I would spend full price to a video game was Doctor Who, and it failed me. So, do you need to make Doctor Who games like that? Like, or at least one game like that at least. And then you could do whatever you want. But Disney Plus, Doctor Who, they're happy. And they're going to be offering money to whoever to do other shit. But that's why they're on board with Russell T Davies, because he's going to give them programming. He's going to give them Unit the series. He's going to, I think he might be doing a series based on the villains. So he's trying to do like a Marvel Phases, but with Doctor Who's cinematic universe, but for Disney Plus. And I think that will work. And I think, they'll be happy that he's going to be making them tons of money in that sense. But they just need to fix their fucking superhero division, because right now it's fucked. And I think Sony even too is fucked because there's no direction. They don't have, even
Yeah, they don't know what the hell they're doing there.
Well, even to say Kevin Feige ain't Kevin Feige right now. Because everything is going, and I don't know why shit's getting through the door. Like, I don't know why everything's getting improved when it's shit. Like, something happens. Like, why is
Kevin Feige... Because they're trying to appease this person or that person.
But they're losing. It's not making money. It's not.
Well, allegedly, it's because he's not actually the producer on everything. He's kind of spread too thin, so he can't give everything the attention like he was in the first few phases. There's just so much going on.
So why you make spreading him thin? Don't spread him thin then. What is he doing?
There's no think about it though. Like if he's planning Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and then somebody comes in, we're gonna do Miss Marvel, or we're gonna do She-Hulk, or we're gonna do this. He doesn't have time to sit down and go, okay, this is how we should do this. This is how we should do this.
But he can't tell them no.
No.
But he was able before.
Yeah, because he was in charge of everything. He's not in charge of everything right now.
So who's in charge of everything?
Bob Iger.
Nobody.
Bob Iger. If Bob Iger says we're going to do a series, then they're going to do a series, you know?
So it's just all these kids running around doing their own fucking
thing. That's why that was one of the reasons allegedly why Mahershala Ali got so upset, was not only because the Blade script was apparently really bad, but he apparently was like, you're not even focusing on this.
And it's so bad that they want to get Wesley Snipes back to try to fucking save face in it. Like from another universe, right? Or some shit like that.
I mean, I maybe, you know, I know that they were apparently going to have Black Knight in it.
That's a disaster too, because you have a shitty fucking movie promoting a potentially good character, but fuck it, let him do Jon Snow and not be back, and let him do that. And that's another thing too. Not to bring up Game of Thrones, but fucking fix that too, because you fucked that up. Those guys fucked that up. So do Jon Snow, bring back fucking Emilia Clarke in there too, and bring a Resurrected and whatever.
Aren't they doing the Jon Snow thing? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yes. But fix it. I'm saying not just.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying not just be about Jon Snow. Put all these motherfuckers in it. Put Peter Dinklage in it. Put all this shit in it, and then just bring back Game of Thrones back in 5 years, but fucking fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like fix it.
They could do that.
They need to do that. HBO, whatever they call it's not HBO now, right?
It's Max.
Max, bring fucking Game of Thrones back and with full force, but the right people doing it. Let me tell you something. They would rather have that than the fucking House of Dragon, 100%. Even though House of Dragon might be good, you know. All right, what else, Chris? That's it. Oh, Chris. So now G.I. Joe's coming back from the Transformers thing, or what?
Yeah, that was the spoilers for Transformers: Rise of the Beast, but that was the after credits scene. Was that Noah, the main human character, was basically brought in by the government, and they basically in no unstrict terms basically said, you know, we know about the Autobots. We want them to be allies. We want to be their allies. We want you to kind of be like the liaison between us, and we want you to join us because of what you did. You saved the world, basically. And the guy gives him a card, and on the card it says G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
So it's a new universe for G.I. Joe, and a new universe.
So here's the kicker, right? Lorenzo de Bonaventura, the executive producer on basically all the Transformers movies, has said and confirmed this is not a new Transformers universe. It is the same universe as the Michael Bay series.
How is that possible?
It's not possible, but apparently it is. He said this is a prequel. Bumblebee and this are a prequel to the 2007 film.
How is that possible?
It's not.
How could you just say that like that?
So it's got to be either one of two things. The more likely answer is that he doesn't want to disconnect them from the Michael Bay films.
Okay.
For whatever reason. Or he knows something more about a future story that we don't know yet.
So they're gonna explain the last Transformers movie before this one?
What I'm assuming they could do, this is, again, I have no evidence of this. This is just me speculating. They could go the route of after The Last Night, which is the last movie Michael Bay did for Transformers.
Right.
Unicron was defeated, and before he lost, he did some shit to reset time.
Okay.
And now things are different. That's the only thing that I could think of that would make sense.
Okay.
Because right now that doesn't make any sense.
What is Michael Bay doing now?
I don't know. I don't think he has to do anything.
He doesn't have to. I mean, he's rich, right?
But he made as much shit as those movies get. They made a lot of money.
I know.
Of money.
Well, he did. He put his thing behind Turtles, right? Didn't he allow them to do Turtles animated?
I guess so. Yeah. Apparently, that's getting a sequel and a show.
That was successful to get a sequel
and a TV show, apparently, or a show on a streaming service or something.
That successful, really?
Apparently, yeah.
That much money? Wasn't even checking it.
They did it. I think they announced that before the box office stuff even came out.
Let me just see. I'm curious to see why they think that this is so.
I think it did very well critically. I think that it was,
But who cares about that if it didn't do the money?
Well,
why even do it? Critics don't pay the bills. Oh. All right, so it made it's an animated film that made $122 million.
Yeah.
So how much money did you spend to make it? 50 million?
Oh, I don't know. They were apparently happy enough with it that they were like, yeah, let's go.
It's profitable as far as I'm concerned. Even though I probably won't agree with stuff that they're doing in it, but is it still making money? Oh, it's still being released.
Yeah, I don't think it's done with its run in theaters.
All right, so I mean, it's going to be a success. So all right, it gets a sequel. All right. At least it's doing better than it was, but that's not saying much. I mean, like I said, I don't know if I agree. I got to see the movie first before I can judge it. I think my kids liked it, so I don't know. All right, I think we're done pretty much, right, Chris?
I think we got caught up with most stuff, yeah.
And just as far as wrestling goes, that's a whole other animal, right?
Yeah, that deal with Endeavor is gonna, I think, be finalized next month.
Oh, so. Okay. I guess we were talking about that on Edmonton Show again. I know it's been a while, guys. I have to do this before we go, Chris. Just hang in there 1 minute.
Oh no.
Hell froze over. So I got to give this the proper thing. Billy, if you're watching, this is probably the one time that this will happen in existence, and you'll never see this again.
So mark the time, add the day.
Mark the time, mark the day. 9:59, August 24th, 2023. Billy was right.
About
a while ago, I had this crazy concept of doing multiple YouTube channels. And Billy flat out said, that's a mistake. It's wrong. It's going to basically bite me in the ass.
You killed
Scott. It's
a distraction. Scott's dead.
Scott. Scott's dead. Scott. Oh my God. It looks real. Like it looks like a cover for Bloody and Disgusting, right? Jesus Christ, Scott. All right. So Billy's like, you shouldn't do this. Put everything on your fucking channel and everything else. So what happened was, not that I wasn't paying attention to it because it wasn't really, but I lost a lot of subscribers on my channel. Not that I really was cared about it, but when COVID happened, everything went fucking crazy, and then people thought I was a fucking food critic. That was crazy, and I stopped talking about Dr. Uno stuff. Then when that happened, I was a gamer and I'm doing gaming. And then when I went to do cast with you guys, people were fucking confused, and they were like, "What's the Everything Show?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not talking about video games? In fact, the gaming thing took off so much that I was telling Scott I bumped into people in real life, and people were fans of me as a gamer that wanted to take pictures with me, right?
Oh shit!
So I was like, "Holy shit!" Right?
This was happening at work, right?
No, this happened like in different towns in Staten Island, right? So I'm like, "What the fuck?" So when we did the Everything Show, people the gamer community came on here and were like, what's the everything show? Why are you not talking about video games? What is this? They were confused. I confused the shit out of my audience, right? So I was basically posting a lot on my gaming channel and not enough on my regular channel. And then I was doing stupid shit on my regular channel, like instead of doing podcast lessons and pizza and shit. So I confused the shit out of my audience. I lost a lot of subscribers. Now, I had the grand plan. I think I was telling you guys I want to stream. I want to get a camera. I want to do that stuff. So I get the camera, I get the thing, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Everything is not monetized on all these other fucking channels. That doesn't make any money, right? So why the fuck am I just spent money for the camera. I just spent money for everything. And why am I doing my audience came to me too. They're like, it's not monetized. So why are you spending money and if you're not going to make money from it? Like, it should be on your main channel. If they know you, they'll know the main channel too, right? You're confusing everybody. So I'm like, fuck, they're right. Billy's right all along. Like, I gotta make sense to live stream the gaming on my main channel because that's where I can monetize it.
Holy shit, I think I just heard Billy
scream. Oh shit, right? Like, hello. And the way rules are with YouTube now, it takes forever to get these channels that I created to be monetized and shit because they have all these rules. So I'm like, and then I'm looking at everything. I'm like, you know what? That's it. The lessons are out. All the fucking soda, donuts, chips, everything's off the channel. And I'm like, from now on, because Doctor's coming back.
Oh, no, wait a minute. How am I supposed to know what to eat now?
Yeah.
Correct. Well, I said, so everybody's like, I have fans of all these genres. And it's like, I can't shit on any of the fans. So I was like, I will move all the lessons onto the secondary channel that wasn't getting anything, right? And it's not monetized, so it doesn't matter because what kind of views is it going to bring in anyway? Even though I got thousands of views for the water lesson, I don't know why, but okay. There was that one video, I got like 1,300 people watching. It was crazy. And then another donut thing was like, so anyway, forget about that. They're going to go on the secondary channel. On the main channel will be the gaming, streaming, and the podcasts. Nice. And of course, people like the Morning with Matrix Lord, Moving with Matrix Lord. I did that today. So I will not confuse everybody. With the gaming channel will just be me reviewing stuff about the gaming or talking about my gaming thing. But the live streaming will be all on my main channel from now on. Billy was right. And I confused everybody too because I was like, I'm going to do more channels. No. It's not going to be more channels. It's going to be less channels, if anything. So, Matrix Load 2 and 2, this is where it's going to be. All your stuff. That's it. And if you want the other little things, it's going to be on the other channel. So, please subscribe to all, really. But,
yeah, do it.
It took me years to fucking figure that shit out. And, obviously, you know. Daniel, what happened to Jacob? Okay. We'll talk about that somewhere else, Daniel. Okay. I don't want to get personal on here about Jake, whatever. All right. So anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully we get to do the Everything Show very soon. And the Real Weeks Cast is going to be coming back fast and furious because again, I can't wait for this freaking. I don't know about you, Scott or Chris, but I'm David Tennant back. It's just amazing.
Yes.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah. So, but we have a lot to talk about. Godzilla's come back in theaters. Holy shit. Toho, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I got to tell you, I told you, like, when I was a kid, one of the first movies, like, my grandparents took me to see Godzilla, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then, it was like Star Wars was right there, right? Yep. So it was like Godzilla, Star Wars, Mary Poppins, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, all these things were thrown in. So my first movie,
one,
the Mary Pop, the original Mary.
No,
Pop.
You said Godzilla, so the Godzilla was the
No. It was the first. No. The Godzilla movie I saw was the one with the Godzilla elevator.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought maybe they re-released.
But then we wound up seeing. I mean, I don't know what the thing was, but then I wound up seeing everything. So. And then Thanksgiving was always a tradition, seeing Godzilla fucking shit all the time. So
I
yeah,
think that
so
was Godzilla versus Gigan.
right.
Yeah.
And then I wound up seeing everything else, but like my favorite, of course, was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. You know, you see two Godzillas fighting together, and then all of a sudden, it turns out to be a robot. That was when I was a kid. Like I saw that because I think it was released when I was born, but I saw it afterwards. You know, like I guess they might have threw it in the theater or something. They did that sometimes. So, or I saw it on TV, and that was my favorite shit ever was the Godzilla, Mechagodzilla. Yeah, it was called Ghidorah, right? And then they changed it to Ghidorah, I think.
Ghidorah, yeah.
Ghidorah, right? And then Ghidorah, they changed the name, right?
Yep.
So for whatever reason, I don't know why they changed it, or maybe legal shit, I don't know. But that was my shit. So it's gonna be so amazing to see. Oh, Daniel said something about. He asked you a question, Chris, about Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, Daniel. Yeah, I think he's gonna make a cameo.
Yeah. Right. In Secret Wars or Deadpool? Okay, Secret Wars. Yeah, Deadpool's just so much shit in there, right?
Oh, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah, they're throwing everything at that the kill off Fox. So,
but see, they're doing what people want, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's why when that makes $2 billion,
right,
that should convince Marvel on what they need to do.
Well, look at what Ryan Reynolds did the first time around with the first one. He just allowed word of mouth to be.
He put his own money into it. I know that, right?
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm saying is like that's what people want, not Marvel's. And again, they promoted that so shittily. That is a new name, Marvel's. That you don't really know who the fucking villain is.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Danny. I was trying to think of the name of it. Yes.
All they show was like girl power. Let's all team up.
That's
not.
I hate credit. I hate.
That's not a movie.
Throwing out another name, but
that's not a movie though.
Another YouTube show starting with the word "in" and ending with "Roddick" is referring to it as the MCU. But thanks, Daniel. I was trying to think of the thing. Yeah, after Secret Wars, that's when the whole rebooting the whole Marvel universe is supposed to be taking place.
Yeah, the soft reboot apparently.
Yeah, the soft reboot.
All right, we're out of here. Guys, staying here for 1 minute. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now.